I've never spent a single dollar on paid ads, no Facebook campaigns, no Google ads, absolutely nothing. And yet my business has grown every single month for the past year, with each month performing better than the last. The reason for this is because I built a content system that turns one idea into 5 pieces of content across 4 platforms. It runs on autopilot and it drives almost all my sales. In this video, I'm going to break down the exact system, every step, every platform, the real cadence, so you can build something the same as for your business. If you're new here, my name is Ramesh and I sell digital products, specifically Framer website templates through my store, browser.supply. Everything I'm about to share is the real system I use that's running right now in my business. Before I share the system, I need to explain why most people struggle with content, because I struggled with it too. When I first started, I was doing what everyone does, trying to come up with something brand new every single day. A new tweet, a new video idea, a new email. Every piece of content felt like starting from scratch. It was exhausting, and worse, it was unsustainable. I'd go hard for 2 weeks and then easy burnout, disappear for about a month, and then try to start again from zero. The problem wasn't motivation. The problem was I didn't have a system in place. Instead, I was relying on inspiration, and inspiration is very unreliable in business. If your content strategy depends on you waking up and feeling creative, you've already lost. Feeling inspired and motivated is a great kickstart, but it doesn't scale. Systems do. So here's the system I use. One idea becomes 5 pieces of content across 4 platforms. No extra brainstorming, no starting from scratch. Just one process running on repeat. Step 1 is to pick one deep dive topic. Every 2 weeks or so, I choose one topic I have real experience with. Not theory, not 10 tips content, something that I've actually done, built, or learned from running my business. This becomes the anchor for everything else. Step 2 is to write the newsletter. My newsletter, Studio Notes, is always the first thing I create. Writing long form forces me to think deeply about the topic, structure my thoughts, and find the real lesson. This is where the idea gets refined. Step 3 is record a YouTube video. The same topic becomes a video, but the format shifts. I'm not reading a newsletter on camera, I'm showing the process in action, walking through examples, making it visual. It's a different medium, but it's the same core insight. Step 4, extract X posts and threads. The newsletter and video together give me 3 to 5 standalone insights. Each one becomes its own X post or thread. I'm not creating new ideas here. I'm repurposing the thinking I've already done. Step 5, write email sequences. My email list gets a shorter, punchier version of the topic. Different angle, different format, but the same underlying idea. If the newsletter is the deep dive, the email is the highlight. That's 5 content outputs from one idea, and the whole system runs on a 2 to 4 week cycle depending on the core idea. The key thing is this: I'm not starting from scratch. Every piece of content is a different cut of the same idea. The deep thinking happens only once. The distribution happens multiple times. Now, the flywheel only works if you actually show up consistently. And that's where the content candor comes in. Here's my actual cadence. Studio Notes newsletter is every week. YouTube is 3 to 4 videos per month, 3 to 5 X posts or threads per week, and 2 emails per week. Now, that probably sounds like a lot, but remember, most of those outputs are coming from the same idea. I'm not brainstorming separately for each platform. The flywheel feeds everything. The candor isn't about being creative. It's about being consistent. On any given day, I know exactly what I need to produce. There's no "what should I post today" moment. The system decides. I just execute. That distinction matters more than anything. When your system decides the output, discipline replaces motivation, and discipline doesn't operate when it feels like it. It just does. This connects to something I believe deeply. When I first started my business, I tried to do everything. Every platform, every idea, every opportunity. It slowed everything down. The moment I built a system and committed to it, not only did the results come, but I didn't have to do everything at once. I could finally take a step back. Here's what nobody tells you about content. The content that you created doesn't peak on the same day. It compounds. A YouTube video I published 3 months ago is still driving traffic right now. A newsletter I wrote in January still gets shared. An email sequence that I built last year is still converting subscribers into customers today. Every piece of content is an asset. It doesn't expire after 24 hours. It sits there working in the background, attracting people and building trust. But here's the catch. It only works if you create enough of it, consistently enough for long enough. And that's exactly why most people give up too early. They publish for a month, don't see results, and conclude that content doesn't work for me. The reality is they quit right before the compounding kicked in. I've seen this play out with my own numbers. The first few months, the growth was slow, but I kept growing because I trusted the system. And around month 4 or 5, I started seeing an increase in sales. Now, every piece of content I create adds to a library that's already working for me. This is the part most people miss. The content system isn't about growing a following, it's about building trust with the right people over time. Every newsletter I write shows my audience that I know what I'm talking about. Every YouTube video shows the quality of my work and my thinking. Every email keeps me top of mind. And when someone is ready to buy my digital product, whether that's today or 3 months from now, they buy from the person they already trust. I don't need to run ads because my content does the selling for me, not with hard pictures, but with proof, value, and consistency. The maths is simple. If you help people consistently, percentage of them will buy from you. You don't need 100,000 followers. You need the right people reading your content regularly, and that's it. Think about your own behavior. When was the last time you bought something from a stranger online because of an ad versus buying from someone whose content you've been following for weeks? Trust always wins. If you're watching this thinking that sounds great, but I don't have a newsletter or a YouTube channel or an email list, you don't need all of that on day one. Start with one platform, just one. Pick the platform you're most comfortable with, and more importantly, where your target audience hangs out. Create one deep piece of content, then repurpose it into 2 or 3 smaller pieces on other platforms. That's your flywheel version 1.0. The key is to start the cycle. Once you've done it a few times, you'll get faster. You'll see what resonates, and you'll naturally expand to more platforms and more content. Don't try to build the whole machine at once. I didn't. I only started with X for a year before I added on a newsletter and then YouTube. The best marketing strategy isn't a growth hack. It's showing up with value over and over until the right people notice, and they always do. Now, if you want to easily plan and manage your content pieces, then I have a free Notion planner that I use myself to keep on track. Again, it's completely free, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Now, if you want to see the behind the scenes of selling digital products, then check out this video where I share the stuff that no one talks about online. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.